is our inability to exercise. And this is really taken on an issue for me right now. Hi guys, I'm so sorry. YouTube thought I was doing a copyright infringement. I don't know. Maybe that 70s lamp there is special. I have a on YouTube. You can see my 70s lamp. So I'm talking about exercise there. I just have been so tired and not wanting to exercise. So, oh, good. YouTube is picking up there. So, Karen, I hope you're here, and Nadine, and you guys will figure it out. You guys, I'm sorry. Anyway, uh, so this exhaustion had me laying in bed until 9 o'clock. I got out of bed. I did my daily devotions. Tim. Yeah. The other people jump over here. So I was so exhausted, and I'm laying in bed, and I did not want to get out of bed, and I'm feeling weak and all. And there is a good chance because I have swam a half a mile 2 days in a row. Uh, there's a so getting motivated when you have the MS to exercise is so difficult. So what I wanted to tell you is uh, most of the time if we show up, we can make things happen. For instance, I swam half a mile yesterday and the day before. How is that possible when you have MS? You're dizzy, you can't use your legs, you walk with a walker. How can we do that? Well, hi, Richard. Okay. Nadine, Karen, all the typical. If you're watching this on YouTube, if you can jump, or on Facebook, if you can jump over on YouTube, you'll see the we're talking about individual topics that they're throwing out there. If you, Gwen, hi. If you have MS, which Gwen does, if you have that, if you can jump on and throw up a topic there or give a topic there, we can. Jane, I'm sorry, Jane from Coeur d'Alene there. Jesus is with us. Daniel. Oh my gosh, everybody's showing. You guys are such a fun. You know what? It was worth getting out of bed today. All right, so I'm talking about doing laps. How is it possible with a broken, with secondary chronic progressive, with having a brain that on camera and MRI looked like it had chicken pox? There's so much disease activity. I'm constantly dizzy. So, and I do freestyle. So when I'm swimming, you're supposed to, I've learned to go 1 2 3 and do that. Problem is that, hi Marcia. I love that you said hi. Anyway, if there's a way that you can jump over to YouTube, all you have to do is go to YouTube and search Dulci Hill, and you can chat with the other brilliant people. Okay, so what I wanted to say is that I have at Pons lesion, so I'm constantly dizzy. You know what, Tim? This will help you as well, right? How do we get in the pool and swim? Now, granted, I can't. No, but my sister-in-law just told me she won't walk with me because she walks fast, and that's kind of heartbreaking. Basically, that's I felt not good enough, and she didn't mean it. But what I can do is jump in the swim. You're an athlete, so we've got a triathlete watching. So I wanted to tell you, if you're really dizzy and you can't walk, you can still do laps. Do a half a mile, which is 40 laps, 1,000 meters. You do that, and you do it by getting a snorkel, right? Because if you turn your head back and forth, that'll, I get so dizzy, I don't know which way is up. Of course, I don't know which way is up anyway. There, put on your goggles. You can get a nose plug, get ear plugs, put on your your snorkel. Don't get the kind that goes on the side, because I discovered that I've got to move fast, right? And what you do is you do one length at a time. Each time you end up going further and further, and I can actually find myself taking a nap, almost taking a nap. Just and not Brian. Brian's really fast at his laps, but when you do a 35-minute uh, let's see, 1,000 yards in 35 minutes there, you're a little slower though. And that's really fast there. I swim with, and there are bike junkies, there's running junkies, there's walking junkies. The great equalizer is if we're swim junkies. Hi, Diane. Marsha, you jumped. I like it. LLK. In fact, I know your name. I just, forgive me if I don't remember. Anyway, you know what? And Diana is just talking about swimming, and she talks about having the mask that covers her nose. The strap keeps breaking on mine because I have to get a children's size there, and it goes around and it keeps breaking, and I don't like to replace them every 6 months. So you can get the snorkel that covers your nose, and you can see, in fact, that it's probably a really good one to get if you're starting out doing laps. And the reason why I say that is because then your vision is a lot bigger and a lot more vast. So if you're wearing your snorkel and you probably, when you do that, you don't need earplugs as much, because you're not, in fact, you don't need earplugs at all if you're going forward, right? You're going forward. But I have a shoulder, when you're swimming that often there, you roll. You're supposed to roll. You do an S. So go to YouTube and look at how they swim. There's professionals or there's Olympians that can teach you what is the best way. So I had a swim coach who was an award winning. He taught Junior Olympics. He was wonderful. But did he teach junior? I don't know if he did or not. But he was let's see, headhunted to get another job. But he was very. Hi, Sarah. Sarah's got MS. Sarah, if you want to see the other. Tim's here. If you want to see the group chat, everybody's supporting each other there. Jump on over. So there is people who are jumping on and talking about how they can effectively swim with MS there. I've discovered I used to do water aerobics. I can't do water aerobics because I can't jump. I can't kick. I can't do the jumping jacks. I can't do that anymore there. But I can do upper body on YouTube videos. I will give David Lyons a plug. He's got the MS Fitness Challenge, and also Trevor Wicken has the MS Gym. That they're wonderful to do as far as rehabbing there, but as far as cardiovascular and feeling free, if you can get in the swimming pool and learn to do these laps there, it's the great equalizer. I feel free. And even when I'm not in the mood, like yesterday, I was not in the mood. I couldn't even talk, and people at the gym, they wanted to talk. My pool lab people, they always come around, they talk, and I always bring a deck of cards with the interaction. Nobody's disabled. and they all look out for me, and they set the bar. They're like, "How fast you go today, Dawson?" I don't keep time because my shoulder ends up hurting there. But you have to do shoulder rehab. There, I've got a link of the physical therapist that can do the shoulder warm up there. So Karen and Diana, uh, uh, they're talking about deep water running there, and that's when you high kick. That's when you wear a belt and you get into deep water. And the problem is you got to have good stability to do that, because I know that when I am, say, on a noodle or deep water running and all, I don't have balance. So I kind of go side to side. So what does that mean for me? That means that swimming's my only ability there. Let's see, Diana, and that's good. But there's another gal who really progressed MS, and she's one of my neighbors, and she's got really advanced MS there, and it's affected her brain, it's affected her physical ability. She can't really even talk. But she goes into the pool, and her husband helps her in the pool, and she has the two hand weights, and they lower in the pool there, but he's got to keep, and she gets the waist thing on, a waist belt. It's a waist flotation device. She gets that on, and he's got to hold on to her. He's got to, because she could easily drown. She could tip forward because she's got balancing problems. Now, Diana, I know your arms. You said your arms are getting weak there on my YouTube channel. There is a playlist that's exercises there, and Sydney Cummings, SYN Sydney, DNEY Cummings, CUMINGS. I have a couple videos there. What I and the key is that it's the count that's most important, not the weight type. Because if you can do them with no weights, there you do front arm raises, you do arm curls, and all that will help. Hi, Michelle, but that will help increase the strength on that. So that's what Karen's talking about, improving the strength. Also, you can use hi there, Ray. Hi, Ray. Ray's here. All right, or Calvin, Ray, aka Calvin. Yeah. Anyway, so I wanted to uh, let you in on it there. I discovered that I can on Facebook bring people who are watching onto Facebook to. So if anybody has any advice on swimming, on exercising with MS there, I'd love to bring you. And Brian, I know you don't have MS, but you are a triathlete, and I can talk a little bit about what you're saying. But so Brian, if you're still watching there, and you want to be an impromptu expert witness or expert expert in this there, I know that you can. Having MS is like things break down, and you almost have to look at it. It's like senior citizens, uh, where use it or lose it. There, we're no different than people who have stroke and have to fight back from the stroke. Karen, did you email me about getting an MRI for your spine, or that might have been another Karen, but somebody emailed me about having their legs collapsing. All of a sudden, it's a new symptom there, and the doctor ordered an MRI neurologist of their head, and it didn't. But most of us who've had MS for a very long time, hi Guffram. I'm Ahmed. Tell me something. Is it? I know in Korea, or in Asia, a lot of times then the last name is the first name. There, is that true in India? Are you Ahmed? Are you Guffram? But anyway, welcome from India. Oh my gosh, it's late in India. Well, not late. What is it? 8 hours? Are you 6 hours ahead of us, or anyway? Just hi from India. But anyway, you know that if it's affected your walking, it's consistent with having a spinal lesion. Now, disclaimer time. I am not a doctor. Nothing I say is meant to take the place of your doctor. Nothing anybody says here or on YouTube is meant to take. It is late. It's 8:49 p.m. And it's obviously no, it can't be. Well, you know what? It is 11. Huh. All right. Let me check. Nah, it's 8:19 p.m. there because it's 11:19 here. Anyway, nothing I say is to take the place of the doctor. Just because I suspect that this person is having a spinal lesion, and I suggest that she may want to call the doctor, their neurologist, and ask for a spinal MRI, doesn't. I know nothing. I know nothing. I'm not a neurologist there. And if the neurologist has any sense at all, the neurologist will say, all right, this person will give the neurologist my information, or my YouTube channel, or whatever. And the neurologist will look at that, like my neurologist, and say, yeah, she is more trouble than she's worth. Anyway, it's only meant to use as a suggestion, to suggest to your neurologist. I learned this from another person with MS, that she said her disability on her leg was related with a T7 spinal lesion. I've just talked to a number of people who also have a T6, T7 thoracic. T means thoracic spinal lesion. Hi, Chris. Chris, you're on, and I know I met you through Facebook there. So welcome, Chris. Chris is a prayer warrior, as yeah, and most Richard is time in rubbish. All right, and so is Tim. All right, Tim's in England there. What I will say is that Richard has problems walking, and he has mostly spinal lesions. He's only got a few on his brain. Let's see. Okay, I'll cover that in a minute. Ahmad or Ahmed or Gulfram. I'll cover that in a minute. On YouTube, somebody's asking, what is a treatment for hallucination? Is it your stepmom? Does she have MS there? Yeah, that is not consistent with MS that I know of. Other people right there. You know what? Jane is a person who's had MS, lives in Coeur d'Alene, and she says it could be medication, and that is definitely it could be medication. There, hallucinations. That's a scary thing. So, but it's not consistent with MS. There, just because you have MS doesn't. I've never. You can have seizures. You can have vision problems. You can have urinary problems. You can have numbness. You can have paralysis, facial paralysis, or Bell's palsy. I had that. It's common. There, that's why the left side of my face. I know you're looking at that. The left side of my face is less symmetrical than my right side of my face. I used to have a consistent big smile. Now I have to practice at it. I don't typical shots are not very good. Enough of me. Anyway, Chris and Jane are talking about a mixture of medications. There could very well be result in hallucinations. There. Let's see here. Yeah, Bell's Chris. There's a number of people who uh, who have told me that they and sent pictures and had Bell's palsy there, and that is no, I am not a neurologist, and nothing I say. All right, I'm being asked, am I a neurologist? Nothing I say should take the place of a neurologist. Nobody. We all have experience with MS. Nobody here that I know. We've got some experts on physical therapy. We have some nurses, some doctors. We've got all sorts of people with expertise, but nobody is a neurologist. So everything you hear here on this channel, on this MS Live, is meant to go to your neurologist, because even if we were neurologists, there we would not be able to know specifically what medications you're on, what difficulties. Maybe you got a heart issue there, and certain medications aren't good for you. MS is a snowflake disease, and one size does not fit all. Medications like baclofen will work for spasticity for some of us. Some of us have baclofen pumps there, and it doesn't work for everyone. So it is critical, that we're not doctors here. So another disclaimer: never take uh, take what we say as gospel. Some people recommend vitamins. There are different vitamins that work for them, different diets that work for them. Again, it doesn't necessarily mean it will work for you or work for your loved one if you don't have MS and you're watching this there. Uh, Brain. All right. Somebody is talking about an MRI of the spinal cord was not done. Brain lesions. There was no brain lesions there. Uh, the way that I was just found to have MS was brain, cervical spine, which is your neck, and it's brain, cervical spine, and spine. If and I happened early on, my left leg would occasionally collapse there, and that was consistent with that. Chris talks about MS is a snowflake disease, in that no two uh, MS courses are the same. What I have, what we do have in common, and you can tell we're snowflakes, is that those of us who have been affected by walking, you can look and see an MS walk anywhere. It's like, that person has MS. The longer you have it, the more our spouses are with us. The the more you can see somebody walking in front of you and say, ah, that person has MS. I've got friends that have MS. They're in my county specifically because I've walked up to them and said, "Oh, you have MS." How did you know? Oh, I can tell by your walking. There, you walk like me. And what do? We have foot drop. Uh, we tend to, when our legs give out over and over, we stop depending on our knee when that happens, and we start locking it out and using it as a crutch. That's pretty consistent. Uh, let's see, we tend to have hip flexor failure. So what do on our strong leg? We go up on our toe and we throw the weaker leg around there. So it can. Hi Nadine, oh, I'm glad you're here. There, I know you know what, I had some sort of, I was reported as having copyright infringement on the other video. There, I don't know what it was, but it was a copyright infringement. They stopped it, and we're going strong here. Uh, Again, I don't know what that was about. Um, all right, AFO, about foot drop there, a solution of foot drop. Diana talks about it right here. Is we can get an AFO. AFO, I have a video on assisted devices on YouTube. It is for foot drop. If you have neurological damage there in your spine, there is your weak leg, you tend to trip over. You'll know because a lot of us tend to trip over that foot. And AFO is, and now they used to be molding of your leg, but now they're titanium, and they're different strengths depending on what you need. Some offer a bounce, where you roll forward and you bounce there, and some are really stiff where it almost always holds you up there. The plastic ones, in fact, my very first AFO, I put my foot into it was a 10 gallon, like a Home Depot 10-gallon bucket there with plaster there, and I pulled my foot out of the plaster, and they used that, the bottom of it, to make an AFO. There, our worst problem when we have AFO is wearing them because you can't wear nice, beautiful shoes there. And that's the problem with MS. I used to be a shoe person there, and you can't be a shoe person when you have MS there. But I still, you know what? I have a pair of stilettos. You guys will laugh. I have stilettos, really high heels, and I will only wear them if I'm on my scooter. If wear them on the scooter, wear them when, yeah, why not? Why not? So, all right, Nadine, what do you said? Me too. Has anyone had the Bioness product? All right, Bioness. In fact, Judy talks about that on my playlist. She's a friend that I met through a walk. She's got MS there, and she runs MS Frontiers Secondary Progressive. She is the administrator for that there, and she has tried the Bioness. I tried the Bioness. Bioness is an electronic device that goes around your shin, right? And what it does is it shocks that tibia nerve, and it allows that foot drop, that foot to rise. It will only work if you don't have hip flexor failure and knee lockout. So, and some of us, it's really expensive, and it's Richard, I will ask you. Richard has tried the Bioness. I guess, Richard, you have the Bioness. Uh, and I have to ask you, there. Does that work with? Well, do you have hip flexor problems and knee problems? There, I couldn't wear. It didn't address that. The H hip flexor assisted device, which is video that is on the playlist on my channel. I demonstrate. I think I got it about 5 or 6 years ago there, and it's the difference for me walking long distances, and it's more of a mechanical device where it pulls when you step forward. It pulls your hip flexor up and it pulls up your toe, and there's a pad on the back because it's bungees on either side. It's pretty ingenious. I think anybody with a clever husband could invent that in the garage there. And it's got a pad in the back that hits your knee, and if you have uh, uh, um, if you are on enough baclofen, it'll bend your knee. There, I'm sorry, I'm reading while I'm talking. I know better. Yeah, you know what? I also have fancy shoes on things you can get with on the playlist there. Propet, Propet, has sandals and has shoes you can get for AFOs, and I have them. Uh, all right, and I just answered your question there. Diana talks. $4,000 is what Binance costs. That's crazy. And again, how long is that good for? How long? If I had bought that, and insurance doesn't cover it. If I bought that there, I wouldn't be using it. It's better to spend $200 to $300 on the hip flexor device and have that hanging in your closet. I'm thinking of I have two AFOs there, and I like to wear sandals when I go to the pool, so I don't wear an AFO going to the pool. Occasionally, I trip over my foot and I stub my toes. But people often ask, when do we use assisted device? When do we use them? Canes. When do you use canes or walkers, or when do you use a scooter? Uh, Good answer is gravity's a great equalizer. And when you're done laying on the floor, in fact, you see, I'm not wearing my. I keep going to the pool and I forget to put on my cast there for my broken. I've only got 3 more weeks. I sleep in it and then I take it off to so that it doesn't lock up, so I can bend that fingers and all, and it doesn't affect. I have that broken hand. I broke this bone right here because of the walker had closed brakes. What kind of sense does that make? So when I fell, my hand stayed in the walker, and it broke. Unbelievable. Uh, the TDU or TD is talking a little bit about the veterans paying for it. Yeah, it just and Richard, try the hip flexor HFAD. So look into that. Watch a video before you buy it and make a decision. My video, if it is for you. Now it's specifically for people with MS. I would think because it addresses hip flexor failure, knee failure, and foot drop there. And I talk about using a dog leash, dog collar, and hooking it underneath of your shoe in order to pull up your toe, so you don't have to wear tennis shoes there. But what my husband discovered that works even better is get yourself a zip tie, plastic zip tie. It doesn't wear out as quick as as quick as a cotton or a canvas collar that you get at the dollar store. So that's a change there. Yeah, hip flexor. We often have problems with hip flexor. There are exercises that we can do. You'll remember, those of you old enough to know Jane Fonda did. She did a hip where you lay down and you bend your legs, put your feet flat on the floor, and you raise your hips. There, if you have hip problems, there do that. Raise your hips and hold it. Hold it as long as possible. It's a good physical therapy exercise. It's not much fun. Yeah, yeah. Nadine came to a rollator. It's true. Yeah, you only know that at first when you have MS, you walk with your cane and you leave your cane everywhere. So your body, uh, you need stock. My doppelgangers on. Hi there, Paige. Anyway, I wish I was as pretty as you there. So those of you, I believe I have a picture there. Paige, you're beautiful. I wish I love looking at your pictures occasionally because I think I, that's how I would look with dark hair. So I have a identical twin there, and Paige is their name there. I'll go through. Paige, I got my hair cut, so and I had the highlights there. Uh, you're good for my ego. What's better is that we're sisters in Christ. What's better is that when we go to heaven, if we are given in these bodies, there, God might not recognize. He'll call me Paige, and he'll call you Dulci. They accept and we'll be in perfect bodies, so I will not be walking with the rollator anymore, and then we'll really throw him, and he'll give me my natural hair color instead of the highlights there, and yeah. Anyway, uh, uh, mm, anyway, enough of Paige. I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted because she's so neat there, and let's see. Susan's talking a little bit about something that scared the heck out of Diana. Scare. All right. She went to a chiropractor, and the chiropractor, because she didn't know why she was having problems walking there, and that is scary there. What is your opinion on YouTube? What is your opinion about chiropractors? Uh, I know I have that I have a C1, C2 impingement there, and that's ideally why I started swimming half a mile with the face, I'm sorry, with the snorkel there. But what is fantastic about using it is thank you, Karen. She's doing a time check because uh, you guys all know I have MS, and I'm one of you. I only host the show, and I am a hot mess there. And you got without you, I'd be a mess. I'd be a mess there. A lot of times I can't. With cognitive function, I have difficulty remembering what I was talking about, and that happens at the pool when I get so tired after swimming a half a mile, and I've taken medication. How about if you take Ritalin, or you take Provigil, you take Nuvigil, modafinil, or this new medication out for exhaustion. You take that, and you got your 4 hours of being able to uh, uh, You got 4 hours of having energy to do your laps, to meaningfully use your mobility equipment to get someplace and work out where you're supposed to. And the problem is you work out and then you take that dive, because anybody who has a kid that has attention deficit disorder knows what it's like giving them medications to give them energy or allow them to focus. Well, those same medications are used for MS there to give us a little bit of energy so we can get through. So we've got about 4 hours of being normal, and then we exercise and we fall off. Then we just we're like deer in the headlights. We've got nothing, and we can't pay attention, and we can't talk. And then we get our pool buddies. They come over and they try to Adderall is another thing. So they try to talk to us, and try talking to your kid who is on these attention deficit things when the medication wears off there, and realize that when you're talking to somebody with MS who took medication for energy to have a decent 4 hours. And by the way, I am an extrovert there, so I am not on anything there. I'm high off you guys there. Let me see, and it's time for me to read a little bit of what you guys are talking about. Hip flexor, again, go to my exercise therapy channel. Again, Trevor Wicken on the MS Gym on Facebook. He has the MS Gym. I believe he has the MS Gym on YouTube. He's outstanding. He has MS specific rehab exercises that we should do. Now, Tim, I recognize you have, and Tim's in London there. Tim's talking a little bit about his hip flexor problems, and again, the hip flexor assisted device there is something that you might want to look at. If you have hip flexor failure, there it is the great equalizer. And swimming, again, please do not discount the cardiovascular ability. Some people run to get their heart rate up there, and we could not, as we progress, that runner's high. You find yourself you're not able to get as easily, and one of the best ways to get that runner's high is to get the swimmer's high, and it is to get yourself a snorkel, and also your lower back. If you don't have strong core, there is it's a foam pad that you can put in between your legs there, and it gets your butt up high there, so you don't have to. I don't use my legs at all, because if I did, it would only be my right leg, and I'd be swimming in circles there. So right, and because I'm stronger on my right leg, so I drag my legs there. If I'm not going fast enough, my butt will sink. But I go really fast there. I go kind of fast, not as fast as Brian there. Thank you, Karen. Love you, Karen there. Tim, NHS, I would be broke. Yeah. Now, Tim talks about the English National Health in England. There's National Health. It's a little different there. All right, signs. Somebody asked, what are the signs you have hip flexor failure? You can't bend your knee. You can't, knee up. See, when you get in the bathtub and you sit on your disability shower, which I do, my disability chair, I can easily pick up my right leg and put it in, but my left leg, This is a sign. I feel like Jeff Foxworthy. You know you have hip flexor failure when you pick up your leg to get it in the car, to get it in the bathtub, to get it in the shower, when you find yourself picking up your leg, when you find yourself not bending your knee, lifting, therapy is knee. You're supposed to do that. Oh, all right. I will Sharon Stone you this time. I'm wearing panties, but I know on on Facebook I did a video where I was wearing a tennis skirt, a skirt with shorts there, and you guys were all looking, and I had the camera in a way that you were looking right at my skirt and nobody said anything. And the skirt, you're looking at my shorts, but you didn't know. So it was awful. It was awful. My husband said I was a scamp there. Paige, you wouldn't have made that if you're still watching there. She wouldn't have made that mistake. Anyway, you know what? There we are getting other advice. How do you know you have hip flexor? Diana said you hike up your leg and swing out your leg to clear your foot. That's true. If you swing out your leg there because you're unable to bend your knee, you probably have hip flexor problem. Uh, uh, Chris, describe and Chris. Hi, Sherry. Uh, that is hi. Chris, describe your hip flexor failure so that people who have hip flexor failure know that the signs that you're talking about, because all of a sudden you've been made to see that you have this hip flexor failure there. And yeah, you know what, my hips. All right, Sherry is jumping in right now. You'll know that Sherry is full time in a wheelchair because she has a spinal injury. She also has MS, and remember I was talking a little bit about Judy, who runs MS Frontier Secondary Progressive. There, Sherry, she is just like you. She has spinal injury, and she has MS there. Uh, all right. So Sherry's got a YouTube page. It's YouTube page. Sherry, in the search area of on your YouTube page, can people put in your name, and come up with that channel? It's a question I have on Facebook there. Hi, Thomas. Thomas is watching too. Let me see. Let's see. All right, Jane's asking, is hip flexor failure due to medication? And largely no, because you think about it, and you think about, does medication make your nerves less able to work? Because that is what is going on. All right, real quick, Sherry's YouTube channel is Tri Cities. It's rolling around the Tri Cities. So if you have a spinal injury or you're confined permanently to the wheelchair, go to Tri Cities, rolling around Tri Cities. Sherry was talking about doing laps when you can't use your legs there by using a snorkel, and slowly, you can. I don't know. Who am I to say there? You know what, Susan, we talked about diets there. What and MS being a snowflake disease. Diets are a snowflake thing. What works for diet wise for one person doesn't work for another. One thing that is consistent is that the chemicals that are sprayed on strawberries or on in the farm fields and all those chemicals are bad for us, but they're bad for everybody. The hormones they inject in non-free range animals. Uh, One of the things that's bad for us. So we're supposed to have organic free range. So, but that's consistent. Everybody's supposed to eat that there. Will it help you live longer? I know my grandmother gave my grandfather just a slew of vitamins all of his life. I remember sitting there at the table and he had his vitamins after breakfast there. And did he live? He died in his 70s of lung cancer. Uh, so is it going to help us walk better? What helps us definitely is alpha lipoic acid. If you go to msfrontiers.org and look at the supplements that are good, it'll tell you there. Bone density. It's important if you've had steroids any length of time to get bone density. Also, with women, after menopause, there the bone density is pretty critical. I had the bone density and not very good. But then again, what do you do to make your bone density better? You can take calcium, get your calcium level checked, take it and do resistant. Let's see, muscle. Bone resistance, heavy weights. It changes the polarization of your bones. It absorbs calcium, makes them stronger. But you got to lift weights in order to make those bones stronger there. Uh, uh, a lot of and Sherry just talked about here is that a lot of medications we take away our bone density, our nutrients there. Also, if you take magnesium, and I talk about that, I've got a video warning there. If you take magnesium and you don't take calcium with the magnesium there, the magnesium will take calcium out of your bones to process. So be forewarned. They're taking nutrients without having them balanced can be a problem. So be very careful of supplements that are not in harmony with other supplements. There. All right. And Diana's talking about what works for her is an anti-inflammatory diet. There is, it's called the plant paradox, and that's based on different things we eat that can cause inflammation that we may be allergic to there, and it is a difficulty for us there. So that might be. I know certain people had wild results from that. All right, what we do is if you have MS, uh, uh, you have a dollar sign on. We're desperate. The more desperate you are to walk, the more willing you are to spend dollars on books or on things that'll make you walk or think straight or whatever. So he's warning about this, about somebody who blames parasites on MS, and there's a study program that they're introducing parasites inside people with MS. MS is a first world. It's more, the cleaner we get, the more MS happens, the more pristine. So there is more argument that we should be eating dirt. Uh, uh, we should, in fact, there's a study about introducing parasites or hookworms into people with MS because it helps them. I feel, but it helps them. It helps with their symptoms. So, why don't people in Africa, very few people in Africa, end up getting MS? But if you are black in the United States, you are more prone to getting MS here. It's why it's so you got to take all of this in consideration there. So I'm not, we don't, we're not going to. I used to work with the insurance agency, and we never threw people under the bus. It was and we're not going to do that. We're not going to point out what books are frauds, what professions are frauds. But we will say that if you have money in your wallet and you have MS, there's people out there who are nefarious that want that money there. Again, I don't, yeah. So we're not going to point them out. We're going to say, when in doubt, email me there, and I'll tell you if it's snake oil. Email Megan. Megan runs. Let's see, Megan. I've known Megan for years. Anyway, I haven't chit chatted with you in a long time. But Megan, if we've got a huge amount of people that are on a chat on YouTube there, and if any chance you can jump over there. Again, this is MS Live, and I'm only the host there. So I'm reading. Today's event is talking about topics that everybody's throwing out, and the longer that this show goes on, I wasn't going to do the Facebook thing more than once a week because it's a YouTube channel. I started the YouTube channel, gosh, maybe 10 years ago, maybe a little longer, 12 years ago. I'm not detailed there, but I saw the Facebook Live, and I hit that, and then I thought, so I as of all things, I fall into. It's not odd, it's God. I lived in Seattle. Diana's talking about that. Dust mites. Yeah. Jane, the thing is that when you take a microscope and you start looking, thank you, Karen. Karen just let me know that this is the end of our session, but I will finish what I'll say. If you take a microscope and you look at the delicate balance of bacteria, fungus, and viruses, and all these things in our body that have to be in check, there you realize that it's not, we're yucky. We've got critters living on our eyelashes. Our bodies are made with critters. And you know how you would know this? You'll know this because when they give you antibiotics, we get diarrhea. We don't feel as well. Our stomach is yucky, so we have to take probiotics. Probiotics is good bugs. We take bugs inside to help us. So it's a careful balance there. Also, when you take antibiotics, you're more prone to have a yeast bloom. You end up getting yeast. You need that bacteria to keep the yeast down. So it goes on. Anyway, it's 12. I know some of you will go on forever there, and I love you all. Please subscribe. Go to msfrontiers.org and look at the resources we have for you. Again, this here, I haven't been doing videos there, so if you think I need to do a video about a specific thing, I think that you supporting each other is more important than anything I could possibly say to bring you comfort. God bless you. I pray for you all. May God May God nurture and console you and enable you. May His peace just fill you with the will to know you're special enough to keep going. You have a purpose, and right here, your purpose is spreading the love to each other. Anyway, I love you. Goodbye, good people. Goodbye. God bless you, Sherry. And I'll see you on Thursday. Bye. Hi, everyone. Welcome to MS Live. I'm your host of the show there, and my name's Dulci Hill. And today,